on Business Daily with me, are humans doing enough to make sure we can remain in charge of machines? And are computers clever enough to do even creative jobs convincingly? Business Daily with me. What you're hearing was not created by a human. That beautiful orchestral composition entitled Among the Stars was in fact designed by an artificial intelligence system. Welcome to Business Daily with me. I've been exploring the potential and the pitfalls for a future which humans share with artificial intelligence.
Our AI actually naturally discovers how to walk.
How can we really make sure that AI becomes not the worst thing ever, but the best thing ever?
Business Daily from the BBC with me. Trying to decide where artificial intelligence, or AI, is leading us is no simple task. It means many things, from autonomous weapons to computers beating humans at games of chess to driverless cars and robot assistants. What's clear is that there are no easy answers to how to navigate an AI-enhanced world, and that the ethical questions are becoming increasingly urgent. More on that later, but first, what are the weird and wonderful applications for this pioneering technology, and why should we all care? I caught up with MIT's Max Tegmark at TED. He explained why the conversations are so important.
Well, everybody's talking about short-term challenges with AI, job loss, privacy, but almost nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. What will happen if the ultimate goal of AI actually succeeds, if we can build machines that can do everything better and cheaper than us? What sort of future society are we hoping for if we succeed? And I feel it's just so important that this conversation isn't left to just a handful of tech nerds like myself, but that everyone can join it. But look, AI and other powerful technology isn't evil, nor is it good. It's a tool that can amplify our ability to do whatever we want. And I'm pretty convinced that if we one day build what's called artificial general intelligence, which we don't have now, the AI which can do everything as well as humans, then it's going to either be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. And for example, I think we should ban lethal autonomous weapons. There was another diplomatic discussion about it just this past week, which led basically nowhere, but there's been some encouraging noises from the UK military establishment that the UK actually want to stigmatize this, which I think will be great. Another thing that I think will be great if we can do is make sure that the growing economic pie that we can produce with AI gets shared so everyone gets better off. And then third, we really need to invest a lot in not just in making AI more powerful, but in AI safety research to make sure that we transform today's buggy and hackable computers into robust AI systems that we can really trust, because otherwise all this cool gee-whiz technology can be malfunctioning and harm us or get hacked. The biggest recent breakthroughs have come from self-learning systems that do great stuff when we have no clue why. If you're sentenced to 5 years in jail and ask the judge why, and you're told, oh, I was trained on 5 terabytes of data and my decision is final, beep, beep, boop, boop, it's not really very satisfactory. And you also don't want to put that kind of systems in charge of airplanes, power grids, and so on. I'm quite optimistic that we can actually ultimately transform these systems into equally intelligent systems that we can understand. And this is what we're working on at MIT, for example, in my group. And there's been a big culture shift here. As recently as a few years ago, most people would think, shh, don't talk like that. That's, Luddite scaremongering. And now people are beginning to say, hey, no, actually, this is just safety engineering. This is how we're going to make sure it succeeds. And it's wonderful to see this growing alliance between companies, academics, and other thinkers to see how can we really make sure that AI becomes not the worst thing ever, but the best thing ever.
So how do you train an AI to become a musician?
So basically, we should have 30,000 scores of history's greatest composers, so the likes of Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, and the algorithm looks for patterns in that music, in the melody, in the harmony, in the rhythm, and it tries to make a mathematical model of what music is in its opinion. It basically trains its understanding of music by taking a couple of bars of music and predicting what should come next in those tracks. And it compares what its prediction to what the composer actually wrote. And then by making a sort of comparison, it can actually improve the next time it tries to predict music. And once it's done that, it can actually create totally original tracks just from one note given by us, the programmers.
and similarly keep AI on the right track and steer the technology in the direction where it really will help us all.
That's all from Business Daily with me,